the office.
Oh, no, okay.
We could talk for all we want, but no one will hear us.
Oh. So we spoken for nothing then?
Yeah, basically, we just talked for absolutely nothing.
We're live for like what, now 10 minutes now? Yep.
I think we're live again now. Yeah, I think we're back now.
Yep.
Welcome along, everyone. Yeah, now I can hear us. Welcome along, everyone. Here to round 12 here of the VD Racing League. You join us midway through the qualifying session. I'm joined with Nedzo and also Yoshi as well in the pit lane. Nedzo, how are you feeling?
I am feeling well. We certainly haven't already rehearsed this part. The first runs have already pretty much gone. We've got Toro here, the pole, who is looking to get pole here in Bahrain. And yeah, I mean, that is some.
Wow, that was close.
That's some poor driving from the Alpine there.
Oh, he's lagging, that's why.
Whoever that is needs to get a qualifying ban for the next race. That is ridiculous. I don't know how you can think that's a good idea.
It's totally lagging, or is it just me? Sorry to jump there, but yeah.
It is a tad, I can see that, but it'll do. So Toro there, affected by one of the drivers, and that'll be noted by the stewards after the race as well. So he's set to go for another lap. The Alpine's still blocking him as well, coming onto the second DRS straight here. He's not going to be happy whatsoever with that one. And that's definitely going straight to the stewards after this.
I'm not sure if it's the new guy, BC Lowell, or if it's... Actually, no, there is only one Alpine. No, sorry, or Lucas.
No, there's two of them.
Yeah, I was about to say there is Lucas as well. I'm not sure which one of those two it was, but whichever one it was, it needs to be beat over the head with a bat.
It's the guy and he's just so you know, yeah, it's the new guy, I think.
Yeah, BC Lowell. I think he's a new driver. I haven't seen his name before, but essentially he needs to sort himself out. He needs to get his mirrors out. Boaty's gone P3 in the meantime, and we've also got Boaty's brother Barney, who is in the field, and that could cause some interesting dynamics, some Michael Schumacher, Ralph Schumacher dynamic.
It definitely can. And Boaty, we actually were talking about in the podcast. And if you haven't listened to that, please hop onto our YouTube channel and listen to our first podcast episode discussing about real life F1 and also the VD Racing League as well. That is the most important thing. If you can, go and listen to that one. And we are live every Tuesday, which is it's UK time. Oh no, that's not even a live stream, is it? It's pre-recorded. You're pre-recorded anyway, so hop on every Tuesday and you will be able to hear our lovely voices, me and Nedzo, and maybe some other commentators, and you get some guest speakers as well, probably from the drivers. As there, Vastas went a bit deep, but still didn't affect him too much, still trying to push as much as he can. Kevin Van Dijk still the quickest lap at the moment. Tiaz Korsman, second place, still at least a couple of tenths off him, a couple of tenths off from Kevin Van Dijk. So it's not looking good at all for him unless he can improve. With still 10 minutes left of qualifying, so Neza, there's plenty of time to go.
Absolutely, there is plenty of time to go, and Tiaz needs to close down a 4/10 deficit, because although yes, we're pretty sure that Kevin is going to get pole position, with the guys that are closer to Tiaz, like Boaty, like Barney, they will eventually catch up, and what you don't want to be is down in 4th place when your teammate is out in front and leading. So yeah, we could even see some differing strategies here, but yeah, I think I don't think this race will necessarily be won in qualifying, but you can most certainly lose it in qualifying, as Vastas goes P8 on the grid. Toro is on his outlap after being held up in the first part, and here's Kevin and Tiaz as well. See, Tiaz has said that he's not trying to match Kevin in qualifying, so maybe he could be doing like Alan Prost used to do back in the day. He knew he wasn't as fast as Senna over one lap, so he just prioritised his car setup for the races and beat him in them anyway. Because it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish.
It's true, the famous words there from Nedzo and also the other drivers as well. But Tiaz Korsman starts a new lap here, coming into turn 1. So let's see what he can do. If he can manage to bring himself ahead of his teammate. The championship is still at stake with these two drivers. Yellow flag further back with the Aston Martin, but it doesn't seem to be happening. I think they're just trying to build a gap between them. Now, Nedzo, you can talk us through this lap. Even though we're halfway through.
Absolutely. We're coming to turn 4 now. 3rd gear, get the car turned in. What you don't want to do is go too far over the outside curb, because then you're just drifting wide. Nearly flat through this little S section due to the great handling characteristics of this game, aka they're awful. Nice little wheel flick through turn 8F and get the car planted and power from the exit. Now to the infamous turn 9, 10 seconds. You don't want to hit that inside apex. You do want to clip that second one though. Around the corner, nicely done, and using the curves on exit to just extend that track here. You'll see him take the esports line where it goes as far to the white line as humanly possible into turn 11. Nicely done through the fast sweeper, all the way back through the gears again, flat out through turn 12. Now into the awkward, tricky braking zone of 13, but he's got that nicely sorted out. No track limits and validations, just pure power, pure speed. Now deploying that battery up to the final 2 corners. Most people don't realise that after this 90-degree corner, this slight right-hander is technically another turn, so that adds on to a 15-corner lap of Bahrain International Circuit. Now it's Tiaz. Oh, he's not that far off from Kevin, but I have a feeling that Kevin has a massive bit of time in his pocket. He indeed does. It's not massive, but he's now a 10th clear at the front.
Kevin Van Dijk saw that opportunity to try and go even quicker, and he took it because he's now going even quicker than his teammate Boaty. Another driver to keep your eyes on if he will manage to go up. He's third fastest at the moment. Nico's on P4. We were expecting him to be quite far up, but Toro, he's another man we should be keeping an eye on now, coming now into turn 14. Let's see what he can do. If he will manage to bring himself to the top, maybe in the top 3. Fingers crossed he can get up there. Here he comes now up to the line. Bit of grass on his tyre, but it's not going to affect him too much. P3 there for him. Knocks out Boaty out the top 3, and now Boaty will react to that soon and come out and hopefully put in a better lap time than that. Now, yellow flag further back. What's that? That's a car laying by. We saw a bit of traffic as well, but Nico-san is just forcing his way through, and now backing out. So he wasn't on the lap now. I think he got impeded a bit back there. But Yoshi, I mean, you've got to be careful with these tyres around here. The heat, I think, around this track is the most important thing.
I mean, I think that like tire deck is pretty high around here. I've also disconnected, so I can't see anything right now. But you asked me before. Well, you asked me before we know something. So I said be like mediums to hards straight away for the tires. But tire deck's pretty high around here, so they've got to be careful. I mean, qualifying might not show anything that high, but you can only do like one lap wonders, as they say.
It might not, and as you were saying, one lap wonders is the main thing these drivers need. Now, up to the line goes State Daisy, driver we had on our podcast, aiming to set, well, it's high hopes here for Bahrain as well. Let's see what he can do now coming into turn 1. Let's see if he can manage to do the better than the Red Bulls or the McLarens. Now, State Daisy is known for having good pace. Can't remember if he was in qualifying, mostly in racing pace, but qualifying could be interesting, Nebzo, couldn't it?
It could be. I mean, the main race that I remember from him was Las Vegas last season, not this season, but last season. And he generally can perform well. He's just a bit, he's just mostly in the midfield, but can sometimes reach that top level when he wants to. As we come down in towards his middle sector, his ERS strategy is also a tad weird on this lap. He's been using the ERS where other people haven't, and then not using it where other people are. So I'm not exactly sure he knows the full ERS strategy around here, which does play a massive part of the of your time gain around here. But he's doing a good job. He's currently the only driver who hasn't set a valid time, apart from Remus, who obviously isn't taking part in this qualifying session. Could have maybe used a bit more exit off the exit of turn 11 there, but as we're coming towards this final sector, he will be just looking to get a clean lap on the board. And this lap been fairly clean, so I'd suggest that he should go around the fringes of that top 10, maybe slightly higher as we're coming towards the final 2 corners on the lap.
And here he comes up to the line now. St. Daisy goes 6th fastest, so pretty good. He's ahead of his teammate, Ghost Luca there, so he's happy with that one, but I'm sure he can go a lot quicker as well. BC, LOL, I don't know what we're going to call, maybe we'll call him 10, but that might be easier instead of 8. Anyway.
BC.
Or BC even. BT across the line now. He's on an outlap, so he's starting his lap. He possibly could have been one of the Alpines who impeded Toro's lap time. So let's see. He was there. Okay, so he's not the only one. No, Lucas is there. But okay, anyway, he was the one who impeded Toro's lap time and massively affected him. Now BT, I'm sure, is a rookie here. This is his first round. I don't think we've seen him before. If any of you guys, if you guys remember Las Vegas, if he was in there at all.
No, I think he's a rookie.
I don't think so. Have a look.
Okay, once Josh gets a look, we'll keep an eye on him though. Coming into turn 8, as he now comes up. Let's see what he can do. He goes on to the second DRS straight. Let's see if he can go up on his time. I don't think he's in the purples at all either. Now, DRS wide open, flat out along coming into turn 11 now. Let's see if he can maximise the exit of the corner as well. Now, he does pretty well. Back on the throttle pretty easily now, coming through turn 12, and we're coming to the end of sector 2 now. He's down on his lap time anyway, so he's not improving at all. He could in this last section, but really it's unlikely, which is a shame from him. Now everyone's in the pit lane, 3 minutes left to go. BC and also both the Williams and Lucas and obviously BC are out on track at the moment. So we've got a pretty empty track, but Nedzo, this is when everyone comes out, isn't it?
Yeah, it's where everyone will be wanting to get there. Final runs in with all the track evolution, all of the grip available. Dumgick coming through the final corner. The 18th place Williams driver stays in 18th despite a 2/10 improvement. Not the best of lap times there from him. He's half a second off the next fastest car. He's still not as bad as Murphy, who is 1.4 seconds behind even him, and is currently 4 seconds off a pole position. Hopefully for his sake he will improve, because that is not a very good lap time by any stretch of the imagination for Murphy there. But coming down the back straight in towards turn 4, we will see just how he does in the sector 1 split in just a few moments time as he comes towards the S's. Now through on towards this part of the lap. He is only slightly up on his previous best, so he needs to hope and beg and pray that his last 2 sectors on previous laps were bad, because if he's genuinely on pace 1.5 seconds slower than anyone else, I mean, that's a damning indictment for his ability. He's been in OG of VD Racing League, but it doesn't mean that you have a license to drive slowly, as I like to say.
That's definitely true. Toro, though, has come out the pit lane, and like, he almost impeded one of the Alpine's lap times, but I think he's okay now. Still on board with the Murphy. Let's see what the Murphy can do. He is up on his lap time, actually 5/10 up on his lap time there. So let's see what he can do now as he comes along the back straight now as we head into turn 14. Hopefully, he will move himself ahead of his teammate as well. He's looking quicker, but Kevin Van Dijk is the man to keep an eye on. We've got barely any time left. There we go, 1 minute 2 left of qualifying to go, and it's going to get close between these drivers. Will Tiaz Korsman pull out an absolute banger of a lap, or will Botti or Toro? That's the interesting bit now. You're actually having a few internet problems, I think. I saw you leave the session earlier.
Yeah, my phone's not in the best of days right now, so I'm leaving it to cool for a little bit. Also, information about the Alpine, yes, it's his first rounds. Where his name is BC. Yeah.
Well, yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, BC is the quickest, but look at this. As I was saying, Kevin Van Dijk's already got from sector 1. He's really up on his time now. Let's keep an eye if Tiaz Korsman could respond to that one. Kevin Van Dijk really is quick. Well, almost missed the apex there. Just about tops it. But anyway, now coming down on DRS flat out. Let's do it. Sorry. Let's see what we can do. 10 seconds left of qualifying left to go, and it's going to be interesting to see who will get pole position out here. Put your thoughts into the chat on who will get pole position as we have plenty of time. BC has done for the session. He's done P15. The Murphy has crossed the line, I believe, before, and he still stays last anyway, so something was not right with him, even though he's up on his lap time. Anyway, Kevin Van Dijk now coming up to the last corner. Is he going to go even quicker? I'm sure he will. He was up on his lap time in purple sector 1. Now here he comes across the line, and it is a 1:26.459 is the time to beat Tiaz Korsman. It's going to try and respond to that one as he comes up the line. Has a bit of oversteer there, and here he comes now up the line. That's going to really impede him, and no, nothing improves there. Toro, another driver no, he's invalidated his lap. That's him done. Botti, keep an eye on Botti. He has not impeded his lap. Sadly, Toro has. So let's hope Toro can keep his position. Nico's son, really high up there in P4. But Botti, let's see what he can do if he manages to do it. He is 3/10 up on his lap time now. Purple sector 2 from him as he now comes up to turn 14. It's going to be interesting. Will it be enough for him to come into the top 3? We know Botti is a quick driver here in the VD Racing League. He doesn't have an oversteer there like Tiaz Korsman did as he now comes up to the line. What's this going to be for him? It's going to be third fastest, knocking Toro out of the top 3. Barney, in P6's brother, he can't respond, but Stay Daisy possibly can, and he goes fourth fastest, pushing both the McLarens further and further down. And there we go, Nedzo. We said Stay Daisy was going to react.
Yeah, it did. I mean, that was a very exemplary qualifying lap. To get P5 in this grid, I mean, that's pretty good. You've got to be very fast to do that. And yeah, so I mean, for Toro's side, that's definitely going to hamper him because he's not going to get those points for qualifying. It will help Kevin as he extends his gap over Tiaz now, so it's 26 points ahead going into the race. But yeah, I mean, he needs to be able to execute in a race because you can be a quarter of a second quicker in qualifying trim, but you can't guarantee that he will keep that in the race. I'm thinking he might start on hard tyres.
Well, that probably would make sense. But anyway, Kevin Van Dijk is our pole sitter here for the lovely Bahrain Grand Prix. Second place there is Tiaz Korsman, his teammate, both championship rivals in this one. Boaty P3, P4 stayed Daisy after an incredible lap. P5 Toro after invalidating his last lap. P6 Nikos on 7th Barney. 8th driver, 9th Michael, 10th goes Luca, 11th Lucek, 12th Vastas, 13th Monkey, 14th Verna, and we don't have the rest, sadly. But we're in for a good race, Nedzo. I think. What are your predictions for the race?
My predictions are that either Kevin is going to win or Kevin is bottle, and therefore that will determine the rest of the podium. Should I do the race start?
If you would like to.
Perfect. So yeah, we've got a nearly full grid. We have 19 drivers, I believe, rather than the full 20. And that should help us with some entertainment, some action. Bahrain is quite an aggressive and an abrasive track surface. So I'm surprised it is a one-stop. I do believe that it is a one-stop because of how this game works, but it's a shame that the two-stop isn't a more viable option, given how abrasive this circuit, this track surface is known to be in real life, and it is known to scrub the surface of the tyres quite aggressively, and that's why it just burns through them. But unfortunately, that isn't replicated in this game. But yeah, it's another pole position from Kevin. I think that must be his 8th or 9th in a row, and he's on an unstoppable run of form, but can he continue it in the race? He's been known to struggle with consistency, with keeping it all together, and I mean, he could do well. I mean, we've got this now famous beep, or infamous, you could say, as we gear up towards the start of the VD Racing League Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's look to the lights. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights here in Bahrain. We are go, 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 go. Who gets the best launch? I think Kevin has managed to get a good launch off the line. And that's TS pulling into his slipstream as we head down towards turn 1. A couple of drivers on the inside of Aston Martin. That is Nicholson challenging for P3 on the inside of Boaty, but it doesn't get the move done. He is now up into 4th place and gains a position on Stay Daisy. The two Williams fighting in the back there as one of the Salvers goes completely around the outside of another car. Michael Lab spinning in the background there. But it is Kevin who has launched and got away from the lead at turn 1. Boaty is maintained his 3rd place, but he's on the hard tyres. Watch out for him in this first thing, because if he can stay within the DRS of those guys in front of him, that is a massive advantage for him, and he will gain a lot of time in that second stint by track position. Good job from him there to keep position on this opening lap. Then is Nicholson, Stay Daisy, Toro, Barney, R34, let's check, and Michael Lab. Rounding up top, then there's a crash in the background. That's Monkey, who is out of the race. I believe he may have... He's just retired on track, I believe, because I didn't see any major damage to his car. I saw a front wing off. He might have retired.
That seems like him done there. So Monkey is out of the race. 1 retirement so far. G-Man gets around at the beginning of the race, but let's keep an eye on that. There we go, another driver's round. That's Driver coming out of turn 11, so he's got a problem. He probably has got front wing damage, shows the Williams, and it looked like a bit of pop-up there from also Vastas getting a bit impeded there, but I think he's okay. Down on the inside from the Aston Martin there, but Tiaz Korsman set to go for his teammate. He needs every single point he can grab. Kevin Van Dijk, the fastest lap so far. Get that for the opening lap now. Tiaz Korsman will try and set with this DRS enabled. This will really work in his favour, but remember, Boaty is tucked in behind Toro with a terrible start now at P7. 10-second time penalty for BC for speeding in the pit lane. He was not going to have a good race anyway after retiring from P15. But he still tries to move on. Tiaz Korsman doesn't get past Kevin Van Dijk. Neither does Boaty get past any of the front two. So it's just a case of just waiting. The strategy's already come out now. It looks like a 2-stop. It could be a 3-stopper. It could be a 2 or 3 stop. There we go. But Tiaz Korsman still trying to set for this lead. He needs every point he can get to help himself in this championship. But Kevin Van Dijk knows this and knows he can take this championship home with him. But Boaty will try and stop that happening for both of them because he would like that win, wouldn't he, Yossi?
Yes, he will indeed. It's coming still in my 6th of a second. Cold pit stops have been taking place from Murphy and G-Man before onto the hard compound tyres. Nothing has really changed though, apart from 2 retirements.
Well, there we go, and it's going to be an interesting race. The side-by-side action there goes down the inside of G-Man. Even though G-Man went round at the beginning, he still manages to move up ahead of the Murphy. So that's 2 positions. So BC has retired and Monkey retired. We've got 2 retirements so far. But Tiaz Korsman is not getting close in that, though, is he?
He's not getting much closer, and he's getting very close and over track that was there. There's no way he stayed on track while doing that. And that's another fastest lap from Kevin. Or Tiaz needs to assert his dominance here. He needs to send a dive bomb into one of these corners and say, "I'm here. You're going to pay attention to me." Not like that, because then you might run into the back of your teammate and cause even more problems, and then hand the win to Boaty. But he needs to essentially just say, "I am here, and you will not forget me." But as you can see, we're on lap 3 now. He is quick enough, Tiaz, to be able to get that move done. But it's a case of can he stay within track limits. Remus up 11th off of the start. What a great opening portion of the race for him. And now he's right behind Toro, who, I mean, if you'd have told me that, they will one position apart after 3 laps, I would be very surprised. And welcome to Remus there for managing to make up positions early on when other people felt foul and felt calamitous in these early stages.
We knew Remus was going to get high up on the grid, but P9 is awesome for him already so early into the race. Lap 3, here we are, and Toro's still trying to get past Lucek and possibly catch up to his teammate, but Toro has had an absolute stinker of a start and missed out on a lot. Now, has he got damage? That's a question, because he doesn't really seem to be catching much of Lucek into the corners. There we go. So he's got a broken, yeah, the end plate on the front right is gone. That shouldn't affect him too much, though, Yoshi, should it?
No, it shouldn't, but it will affect him a little bit, but we'll see when it comes into right-hander, but we'll see if he does pit, though, but he'll probably stay out, though. As Tiaz making a move.
There we go, Tiaz Corbin down the inside, takes the lead already now, and there we go, the move was imminent, and he gets it done. Now, will Boaty react to this one as well? Kevin Van Dijk will go for that switch track. No, Boaty's too far back. Kevin Van Dijk will get the DRS this time. He goes one way, and Tiaz Corbin defends that inside line. Still side-by-side action now between them. Into turn 4 we go, and Kevin Van Dijk stays ahead, but goes deep, and Tiaz Corbin is going to try and snatch that one back. And there we go, both Red Bulls back at it together, and these guys are really hunting for this championship. But Kevin Van Dijk has just missed out on the opportunity there, and he will get the DRS opportunity again. But Boaty is now bringing more and more people into this fight. Stay Daisy, Nico-san, and also Boaty also joining in that one. But Kevin Van Dijk putting a lot of pressure onto Tiaz Korsman there, as DRS active now. Tiaz Korsman may be able to pull ahead. Who knows? As he now catches up, the slipstream is going to come into his favour. Will we see a lunge into turn 11? No, he won't. He will back out, and he's just going to have to wait for that move once again. Boaty is going to love this, though. The more they battle, the more of the opportunity he will have to overtake these two here, and he's really excited to get those two done. But these both Red Bulls don't put up without a fight, and we know that for sure, as we're about to come on to turn 14. Now it's about to get interesting on this DRS. Will the drivers swap round? That's a bit of a gap, 0.4 there from those two, but Kevin Van Dijk, a quicker driver around the circuit, and really it's Neto was saying about Tiaz Korsman track limits. He needs to keep an eye on those ones. I'm sure he's already got a few warnings, but here he goes now. Will he get that move done? He's not close enough, I don't think. Will Boaty get that move done? I don't think so either, as we now head into turn 1, and that's Boaty for the inside line on Kevin Van Dijk, almost making contact. Nico-san round the outside. It's taking an opportunity, but look at that. It's not looking like Boaty's going to put this one up without fight. And now Nico-san round the outside. Will he get that move done? And Boaty covering the inside line. Both the Red Bulls also, but Nico-san round the outside. Will he get that move done? Oh, he's so close between those two. Contact between those two as well. Now Boaty for the outside line, but he's got the inside corner for the next corner, and he just about stays that one. But dive bomb there from Stay Daisy puts Nico-san off a bit more, and he's side by side with him as well, and it's still getting close between these front 5, and this is going to allow Barney possibly to catch up, helping also bring maybe Toro, who's a bit far back, so I think he's missed out on the opportunity. Toro pitted. There we go. Toro pitted, so he's down in P15. But Nedzo, this is a hell of a battle between these front 5.
So you want to take a break? Jesus Christ! But we get that whole thing. It started from Boaty sending a certified Boaty move into turn 1. Like, what on earth was that? He was never far enough alongside to be able to make a move, and all he did was nearly lose 3rd place to Nico-san. I'm baffled as to why he tried that, considering he was never close enough to Kevin to make the move, and then when Nico-san was just as far alongside as he was, he shoved the door on him. So yeah, it's just a strange move from Boaty there. But I think between Kevin and Tiaz this week, we're going to see, similar to what happened with Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton in 2014, he's searching for that inside, but you know he's not going to go for it yet. because as much as he knows that he wants to pull in 10 points clear on the driver's or 10 points more clear on the driver's standings, he doesn't want to end up with a broken front wing or a crash, by which he gains nothing. So he needs to be aware of what's happening around him. He needs to be aware of the car in front of him and the task at hand as well, because if these two keep battling side by side like they were on the couple of laps, it will just keep Boaty in their DRS, and Boaty right now is in the best position of anyone. He's on those harder tyres, he's in that front slipstreaming train, and he could go until about lap, I'd say 16, lap 17 on those tyres, and he can go about 6-7 laps longer than anyone else on that stint.
He's really trying to push that car to the limits as well. Let's see what he can do. Kevin Van Dijk still putting pressure on T.L. Corcoran. T.L. Corcoran is still running pretty wide. He's doing that wide line for some reason. Not either him, just a driver error, or it could be, well, it definitely isn't the tyres, because Kevin Van Dijk's putting so much pressure on him now, and making it look so easy as well. But Boaty is still on these guys now. 0.5 he is. And we've got a DRS opportunity coming out now. And Kevin Van Dijk is getting ever so closer. His battery is at 57%. If we can have a look at T.L. Corcoran's battery, that would be the important one actually, but he's probably using it, yeah, it's already 10% lower, so not looking good for him now. But Kevin Van Dijk, we can expect to see this move done. We've seen him in the mirror. He's already gone down the inside now. And will Boaty take that opportunity as well? No, he will play it smart and he will wait behind, because he knows that he can do it. He goes a bit deep there actually in turn 1, but not affecting it too much. T.X. Corcoran is going to go back onto the DRS. Will he get that move done? Back on Kevin Van Dijk. He looks for one side and he dives down. No, he doesn't. Putting Kevin, forcing him round on the outside now. T.X. Corcoran in for the inside line. Side by side now. And it looks like T.X. Corcoran may have this line. These Red Bulls are not fighting at all for the constructors, because they've already won for it. And really, it's all for the Drivers' Championship. But as Nedra was saying, the last thing they want is a broken front wing. And also, other drivers get past them as well. So, Boaty right onto the back now, sniffing the rears of the Red Bull. And it's really not looking good at all for both of the Red Bulls. And the RB is loving this completely. But T.S. Corcoran gets a better exit there off from turn 10. And we now head into turn 11. But Nedzo, this is really close. And really, they shouldn't be doing this too much if any of them don't want to get a front wing damage.
I think what they're doing so far is just fine. It's borderline, but they're not going to crash out because of it. I think that what we need to worry about is when they get on these older, when the tyres get older and the slip gets higher, when you apply the throttle. Let's say you apply the throttle slightly too much out of the corner and you get massive sort of wheel spin, then you'll have problems. As there is a car that I believe has just spun in or has gone off in that middle sector. Couldn't see who that was. But yeah, and also they need to be careful of their batteries, because if they're just going to burn the battery down every straight, then Boaty will have a massive advantage when it eventually comes to a place where he can overtake, because that's Kevin trading the lead once again. But Tiaz will just have another go at him down the next straight. Boaty has that ELS advantage, and I think that if he times it right, at some point he could easily get into second and then decide that he's actually going to try and battle for the lead here. And nicely, that is Tiaz re-overtaking Kevin for the lead. So that is 2 overtakes in 2 corners. Could it be 3 overtakes in 2 corners? No, unfortunately, as Tiaz cuts off that move to the inside for Kevin. And that will just... They're in this awkward situation where they just have to keep leapfrogging each other, otherwise they're going to lose on the penalty.
I think they definitely will. Kevin Van Dijk really trying to get that move done. He wants to lead the race, but they really don't want to lose all of their ERS. T.L. Corcoran was pretty low actually earlier. When I saw him go along, he was on 10%. So he's really dropped there if he can try and recover this one. But Kevin Van Dijk's played it well. 51% he's on now, and he's using his DRS. He knows he can't get the move done into turn 11. So what's he going to do? He's going to wait till the start-finish straight. That's the main part for him, if he will manage to actually get that move done as well. So far, no safety cars, which is pretty good, but we like to have our little chat through safety cars. And if there's a quiet moment during the race, which at the moment is not showing it at all, we'll go through your questions. Actually, we'll send for another safety car on another round. But if you are on our social media channels, you can pop along and you can ask us a question, and we would like to read them out for our next stream during the safety car period. But back to the racing now, because Kevin Van Dijk is slowly getting there. Well, no, he's not pulling away. T.S. Corcoran is pulling away. But no, there we go. DRS is coming in now. And will Kevin Van Dijk make that move? No, he's not. He's going to wait back. You can see Boaty into the mirrors of the Red Bull there. If you look at the bottom right of the screen. Now, Boaty is really trying to push. And we've had another yellow flag. Where was that one? Sector 3. And we've got Ghost Luca has retired from the session. Where is that? That's him coming out of turn 15 there. So what's happened there? Not too sure.
On the exit.
Yeah, looks it, and he's retired anyway, so no safety car, strangely, which is a shame. But Boaty is still trying to sell to both of the Red Bulls. Now, he's right onto the back of these guys now. Between him and Nico's son is right into the back of him as well. Just had a look at the gap there, and lockups from all of the drivers. Obviously, that doesn't affect them too much. As we now continue along the back straight, heading into turn 11, no moves yet from Boaty.
I think that he is looking for an opportunity to get past these guys now, because I guarantee that it's the crossover point between where the mediums are faster and when the hards are faster. He's got that extra battery, and I think he's saving that for deployment down one of these straights so he can get past Kevin or past Tiaz, whichever one happens to be in second place at that given point, because I think he to get that lead.
He definitely needs to get that lead whenever he can. Boaty is still, he's looking like he's going to the pit lane, Boaty. No, he's just going off that line, and I don't know why he's off the selection line. What is he doing? Because he's trying to dodge all the DRS opportunities. Is that him trying to come from Nico's one? Actually, that could be another part.
It could be, I think it could be him. I don't know if he's got engine temperature issues, but then again, that doesn't really happen in this game, so I don't really know. Unless he doesn't want to catch up to the guys and get the overspeed and potentially make an overtake. I'm not sure exactly what the rationale is behind that. We can ask him in the post-race interviews if he gets on the podium.
Well, we will definitely ask him if he gets things. That'd be interesting to speak about. Jay Maudson, the new the first episode is already out, and it is every Tuesday. It will either be a Tuesday or Wednesday. It'll be released, but we film it on a Tuesday, and it will be sent to you guys straight away. And you guys can listen to our podcast speaking about the last round and IRL Formula 1. But Kevin Van Dijk, there we go, on board with now, still trying to catch up to Tiaz Courtman now. We'll get that move done, that's the other part. Please put your predictions into the chat, we'd love to read them out loud as well, followed by your name as well. But Stay Daisy is going to try and catch up to Nico's son. 0.4 is the gap from him there, so that's it's a bit interesting. But Nedzo, the gap between Tiaz Courtman and Kevin Van Dijk is pulling away, isn't it?
It's pulling away slightly. Maybe Tiaz's setup, like I said, is more geared towards comfort on a long run, comfort in race trim. And I mean, that's music to the ears of Boaty. Especially if Boaty has saved that ERS, he might actually start to try and stay in that slipstream of the guy in front, because now he was gaining slightly before he lost out towards Kevin. Kevin's going to now try and go and search for a gap on Tiaz, not just yet, but definitely down the next straight could be an opportunity for him. Stay Daisy into the box. He's decided to go for the undercut on the guys around him, and he's going to try and go in fresh air, push on brand new tyres, and drive faster than anyone else on the track around him. That was a brave choice considering the DRS train that he was in and around. Oh, that could be interesting to see just how that pans out.
It definitely can be now. Tiaz Courtman still pulling away even more. 0.6 now is the gap, and it was like that before actually as well. But we'll have to see as the race goes on. As Nedzo's very tired, I think. As I heard the yawn, I think, in the background. But it's a Friday night, what would you expect, really? But Kevin Van Dijk, still, DRS opportunity comes from him, and we're still yet to see if he will get that move done. He's eager to get this move done for the championship stakes as well. So if he can get that move done, it'll really help him continue his lead after having not so good of a round in Las Vegas. And also, if you've not subscribed to us, I mean, what the hell are you doing? Please do head down to our subscribers list, and you can join our comms channel as well. We have got the wonderful Discord, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you call it, and TikTok as well. But into the pit lane goes Kevin Van Dijk. So will it be a quick stop from him as well? Pretty slow there, trying to slow that car down, but will it be quick enough? Over to you, Yoshi. As we apologise, we cannot hear Yoshi there. I think his microphone, or something has happened to it there, possibly signal. We can just about hear you, just about. I'm sorry, we're going to interrupt you there because Daisy's having a fight there. Also with Kevin Van Dijk. Nico's son also as well. They've all gone on to new tyres. That was actually an undercut there from Daisy, but he's going to try and catch up to Kevin Van Dijk. Kevin Van Dijk doesn't want this at all as well. But Yoshi, are you back with us now?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
If I had to give it out of 5, it would probably be about 2. It's pretty cutting out. We'll come back to you in a minute if you fix that one as well, because I'm sure TS Corson will be diving into that pit lane soon. And Neto, both will be taking the opportunity of trying to pull that gap, won't they?
Yes, he will be, and I'm worried about Tiaz here because if Kevin has nearly been leapfrogged by Stay Daisy, then I don't know how Tiaz is going to do going a lot further than that. So I think that Tiaz might lose out here. Maybe not just to Kevin, but to Stay Daisy, and to Nicholson as well. He must come in this lap to surely cover off the undercut, and he is. I can see him coming into the box now. Boaty takes the lead.
And Boaty really takes the lead. And Yoshi, are you back with us?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a lot better now. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
No, talk us through now, because T.S. Korsman's just joined the lane.
Yeah, he is coming to pit lane. It's the hard come on tyres for TS Korsman. Barney also paying onto the hard come on tyre as well. So it's gonna be hopefully hard to the end, but like we saw in this pit strategy, it could be a 2-stopper.
Look at that, that's a side-by-side action between Stay Daisy and T.S. Korsman, Kevin Van Dijk around the outside. T.S. Korsman is going to love this because he can now pull away, and that's what Nezo was saying about it. Stay Daisy for the inside line now coming into turn 4. Who will be late on the brakes? It's going to be both of them really, but we've seen this before. Kevin Van Dijk around the outside, and he will get ahead this time, but T.S. Korsman is going to love that completely, isn't he, Nezo?
He is going to love that. Stay Daisy was on that tighter inside line coming round the exit of turn 4 and just couldn't get the throttle down. He kept the throttle pinned, or he managed to just kick off the oversteer. He would have been able to actually stay ahead of Kevin, but unfortunately for him, got a bit of a snap through the middle of the corner and was unable to do anything. Kevin has warm tyres, so he will be able to go right up to the back of Tiaz and harass him and just go right up to the back end of that car and potentially just drive by on the straight, especially considering his ERS. I mean, he's not got the most ERS, but he could definitely use some of that to his advantage. We might want to put the gap to leader on so we can see how Boaty loses time to those guys who are around him. 22 seconds at the moment. We'll keep an eye on that gap and see just where relatively he's going to come out to the guys around him.
That'll be the interesting part now as we come down the start finish straight. There's opportunity, and here we go. This is the move that Kevin Van Dijk was wanting for a very, very long time, and he's now coming and turning it now into turn 1, and he's going to try. Well, T.S. Gorton will try and find that one back. His tyres may have only just warmed up now, but Kevin's were long gone because they were properly warmed up. I've seen that thing with Stay Daisy now, but there's no fighting back from this one. He is getting closer, but he knows he is not going to catch up. And there we go. That's a move from Stay Daisy onto the inside line. We didn't see that one coming at all, did we? And Stay Daisy would try to put pressure on T.S. Korsman. He put one pressure on the one of the Red Bulls, but he puts it on the other. And there we go. Stay Daisy with an absolute stormer. But he, so it's going to probably use up his tyres pretty early if he's going to keep it up like this.
I mean, he needed to be a lot further alongside if he was going to make that move stick. He needed to assert, again, I've been talking about asserting your dominance for these corners. You need to be able to say to the other driver, I'm here, you're not going to turn in on me. And whereas with Stay Daisy, we just saw a bit of front wing alongside the side block, that doesn't work. You need to extend that braking zone and not hit them at the same time. You need to be able to not hit the other driver. Maybe that tactic that Ayrton Senna should have learned, or Michael Schumacher, or Lewis Hamilton, or Max Verstappen should learn. You're not, getting past drivers without hitting. But I suppose it's a trait of all the fast drivers. Maybe, Stay Daisy's going to become a generational talent. I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, possibly could be in the VD Racing League, the possible champion, as we were saying in the stream. As my stream was frozen, but I don't know if that's for anyone else.
Yeah, it's the same for me.
Mine's working.
Well, you take it. Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, Stay Daisy tries to get around the inside of Turn 1 TS Korsman, but it's still Stay right behind TS Korsman as Toro comes into pit again for the second time of asking this race. We'll see what time he goes on in a moment. You can see on his screen there.
We're back now. We're all back.
Good.
Yeah, we're all good now. So Stay Daisy, still trying to catch up to these two Red Bulls. Both Red Bulls are under a lot of pressure now as well. We've got to see what he can do as well. Now, T.S. Korsman under plenty of pressure there and not liking this at all because Kevin Van Dijk is going to like this. because he's already pulled away there as well, which is quite good for him. Now, DRS opportunity. Recheck for a second time penalty as well. But, I mean, Yoshi, when can we expect the hard compound tyres, the starting hard compound tyres, when can we expect them to pit?
I think, if I remember what it is, like 14 to 15 laps, which is what the is currently on. So we might see them pit too, because obviously they can't run the whole tyre. They can't. Yeah, I know it's been weird again. Hopefully not long now. They should pit soon. So I can't see us going on in 16 laps because this is a high tyre track.
It definitely is. Let's see if he will soon. Obviously not this lap, could be next lap. He's really trying to increase that lead as much as he can. Michael as well, putting him in between, but I don't think there'll be much pressure because he's 9.8 seconds, 9.7 minutes ago. Still, too far back in order to get an undercut for these drivers. But Diaz Korsman under still lots of pressure there, but he is getting the DRS opportunity from his team. And then so Kevin Van Dijk won't be helping Diaz Korsman to keep Stave Daisy at stake.
He definitely won't be, but I think because obviously Diaz has that DRS from Kevin, he's pretty much safe from behind, unless Stave Daisy gets a godly run coming out of the corners. As for the strategy, I think that well, obviously, the guys at the front were only doing, 10, 11 laps on the mediums. And I think that, well, especially what Boaty's going to want to do is he's either going to have to hope for a safety car, which would give him a free pit stop, or he's going to try and get the biggest tyre offset that he possibly can. So he'll basically push on those hards until they die, and then go for a medium, because then you can get on mediums which are, let's say, a second and a half lap quicker than anyone else, and it'll make it very easy to overtake, rather than maybe pitting at a time where it would theoretically be faster, because then it'll be less hard to overtake with that smaller offset. But yeah, I mean, Tiaz is right here. Tiaz is in a good position still. Stave Daisy is also in a good position, but I do want to see where Boaty comes out in this, because he's lost roughly 2 seconds since we last checked that gap. Toro now making his way up through the pack, not having the greatest of races. You could say he's in the thick of it in this race.
He definitely is at the moment. Toro's not having the race he wants whatsoever. But Remus is though, because he's in P7 from last on the grid. P7 is incredible, so good job from him there. He was up to P6, I believe, in lap 1, which is incredible. So, had the drive from him there. We expected good picks from him actually there, especially from our podcast. On last Wednesday he was released. Also, listen in next Wednesday when it will be released, and you'll hear some more special guests as well, joining alongside me and Nedzo, interviewing on the IRL real life Formula 1 and also the VD Racing League as well. So do hop along to that onto this YouTube channel, so give us subscribe and put your notification bell on, because then you will know when our videos have been released. But Diaz Korsman still hunting down Kevin Van Dijk. Kevin Van Dijk is doing pretty well considering he's got no DRS, but that gap between those two has really come down a bit. It was about 9.6 and then 7. It is now 9.5, so not too much, but still not to Kevin Van Dijk's liking.
Absolutely not. By the way, for the podcast, I've heard from some unnameable sources that Keir Starmer will be joining us on the podcast on next week.
Oh. Well, what we mean that is going to be Kevin and Ruben. Just for anyone, it's not Keir Starmer, but Kevin and Ruben will be joining us for our special guest, an old driver, should we say, because he's not with us anymore. Kevin, who was with us last time. So
you made it sound like he was dead then. He's not with us anymore.
No, well, sorry, he's not racing with us. He's still in the Discord service, but he's not with us on track, should we say. He's with us at home. That sounds even weirder. Diaz Korsman still trying to set after, and when will Boaty get that? When will he hit? Because Michael has pitted, he's come out P8, so he's done pretty well. Now, if we can go on board with Boaty, because I'd like to know, he must be going to that pit lane soon, because we can see him coming to turn 11 now. So, wow, this is going to be interesting, Nedzo. Who will come out on top?
Well, it's obviously going to be the case that Kevin and Tiaz are going to come out on track in front, but it's whether Boaty on those newer medium tyres can make up that gap quickly, especially with these two pulling each other along with the DRS. it might be to his deficit, it might be to his detriment that they are putting each other along. I don't think Boaty is coming in this time, I think. Yes, he is. He's slowed down and he's on the approach to pit lane. He has come in now. So he's going to do 11 laps on those, or is it 10 laps or is it 11? I think it is, is it? Okay. Yeah, it is indeed 11 on those tyres. And yeah, he's going to come out behind the front four of Kevin, Tiaz, Stay Daisy, Nico Sun. But how far behind? Oh, he's actually going to come out behind his teammate Remus as well. Hopefully Remus can help him do some leapfrog.
That probably will help, and that's all we've seen at the beginning, but I think that was just pure battle. Now, Yoshi, talk us through that pit stop from Boaty. Was it quick?
Of course, the Prince pit stop. Obviously coming out ahead of his teammate, because if it was any slower, he'll be behind 3 minutes, and Barney will be close to him as well. So it's a quick pit stop onto the medium combat tyres, hopefully, until the checkered flag. Here we go, no safety cars.
Toro around the outside there of driver, and he gets that move done. So Toro is back. He's now into P10, but he's fighting for the, well, if he was F1 points, he would be fighting for the points, but he's not, because we've got a new point system here as well. But as we saw, Remus let Boaty go because he knows Boaty could have a chance of being on the podium here. But he has got a fight with Nico-san and also Stave Daisy. So, as Nexo was saying, let's see if he can catch that gap up between those two. At the moment, it's looking like both the Red Bulls again fighting out. We've got for those things, Martin, because Diaz Gordon is 0.3 off him now, and we're about to go on to the start-finish straight now. Will we see that move get done from Diaz Gordon? The move has been waiting for a while, like Kevin before. Diaz's opportunity, the gap is increasing between those two, but here he goes now, it's getting closer and closer, and down the inside goes Diaz Gordon. He hasn't completely done the move because he's still got the inside line lock up on the front left, and allows Kevin Van Dijk to possibly go for the switch back, but no, it's not going to work out. Kevin Van Dijk has got the DRS for the next section, but still Diaz Gordon holds that into the outside now, and it doesn't look like that move will be getting done soon. And let's close together once again.
I'm keeping an eye on the gap to Boaty. He was in the but he was like 4.5 seconds behind, going on to the main straight, and now he's lost for half a second because he's not in the DRS. He gained an absolute ton of time in this middle sector, a second or more, but he's losing so much time on the straight because he's not in DRS, and that is going to ruin his chances, I think. Maybe not a win, I think he could still get on the podium, but I think definitely it's going to stop him from getting a win just because the other guys around him are in DRS, and I don't think that's fair on him at all.
I don't think it is at all, and that's not working well, not helping him at all, especially being on those medium combined tyres. He's only been there for 1 lap, but he's not got any opportunity to catch up to these guys. 3.7 he is, 3.6 is still increasing a bit to Nico-san, who was on 8 lap hold hard. So let's see how it plays off. 9 laps left to go on this Grand Prix, and it's getting tense between these front two. We can't make our mind up on who's going to win this race because they keep switching left, right, and centre.
I say Keir Starmer.
Keir Starmer goes to the supposedly called commentator. But Kevin Van Dijk, there we go, down the inside. TL Gordon doesn't really put up a fight, tries to get down the inside, but still doesn't put up much. Lock up there, but still never affects him at all. But for TL Gordon now, it's going to try and set up for Kevin Van Dijk. Will he make that move done onto turn 4? No, around the outside he goes this time, and he's going for the outside line. Now Kevin Van Dijk actually missed out on that part there. He got squeezed too much there and missed out completely. So TS Gordon regained to lead the race.
This is going to be interesting because not only is this causing these two to battle, it's causing great excitement, but it's going to bring Boaty even closer. He set the fastest lap last time around. I'm not sure what the lap time deficit was on the previous lap, but he got to be at least a second and a half quicker. He's only 2 seconds behind now, and if those tyres can keep up this rate, he's going to be up to the back of these guys in no time. So I think Tiaz and Kevin, if I were them, I'd actually park the sort of beef for now. I'd wait until like the last couple of laps when they know that Boaty isn't going to be a threat, because at the moment they're handing this win on a silver platter to him by just fighting each other.
It definitely is now, and it's not looking good for those two, but there we go. TS Gordon 0.6 now ahead, and the gap doesn't really seem to be coming down between these two. And will we see this move done? I can't really see it now into turn 1. we go. Kevin Van Dijk always quicker at that last sector though, but still it is too far back. 0.6 now is still the gap between the two. But there are one to keep an eye on. It is Boaty, and he is catching because it's 1.9. But it's going up a bit then. He missed out then. It was that 0.7. DRS, okay, so there we go. Remember, and Nico started, oh, look at them, they're right onto the back now as well. I didn't really expect that to happen because State Daisy has joined in the pack this time. As you said, Nesbitt, they definitely need to park it because they've now got threat from once again the Mercedes, who has really shown his potential here for this race. And Kevin Van Dijk and State Daisy really are on practically the same compact road. Same height. Boaty is, oh he is now, there we go, so he's joined in. So with the Williams for some reason as well. A penalty. But let's see what can happen through these guys. It may be a huge DRX train this one as well, and Williams is really getting involved with this race as well. As Boaty is going through Williams and now joins into the actual pack of the main drivers. Nico's one knows he's under pressure, and this is may just get even more interesting throughout this race now, because it's not just going to be Nico's and State Daisy, it's also going to be the Red Bulls who are under a lot of pressure now because they know Boaty or the newer leading compact is catching up now as we now head up to turn 14 and maybe onto, well, we are going to head onto the DRS straight in a minute. Will that move get done, and will the Red Bulls sort each other out and finalise those moves for them to just run ahead? Leapfrogging could work, but I don't think it will, with the chance of Boaty practically getting past them as well. But that gap between Kevin Van Dijk and Diaz Korsman not getting any closer, and still Diaz Korsman leads us into turn 1 here on lap 23, and Boaty still does not get that move done on Nico, I don't think. And he's going to wait for that opportunity to come again as well, possibly turn 4. If he does make that, if he's far enough back, he can get up to Boaty as well to keep on board with him. He is right onto the back of Nico, and Minezzo, he is really going to get that move done anytime soon.
Yes, send a dive bomb at turn 8 because he's not going to get it done in any of the DRS places because Nikos has got DRS. He needs to send a move here, and he's doing exactly that. That is a perfect opportunity, and he's managed to execute that really well. He's going to have the grip on the exit of the corner, and that's exactly what he needs. Also, I've spotted a slight problem. State Daisy is currently below his fuel delta. If you switch onto him, you'll see he has a yellow fuel icon. He has a yellow fuel icon, and that means that he's low on fuel and that he's currently not above his fuel delta. So that's a problem that he has to deal with in these dying laps. We've got 7 laps remaining, or 6.5 laps remaining, and if he can't save enough fuel to get to the end, well, he's going to struggle, and that's possibly why he's now falling back from the leading 2. And what this is going to do is Boaty is going to be looking at this with golden eyes, you know the emoji eyes where you have love hearts. I think that's exactly what he's going to be thinking now, seeing State Daisy off of the back of the guys in front, and he's going to be able to maybe not blaze by on this straight, especially when you get exits like that. I mean, come on, like, you have to actually execute. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be in a good position.
He's definitely in a good position now. Boaty onto the back of State Daisy. That move will get done soon. Both of the Red Bulls are together though as well. Now the RB is going to join the front 3 hopefully soon. But State Daisy going to try and execute his fuel, but also not run out throughout the rest of the race as well. That's a key part for him as well. Now 5 laps left to go in this Grand Prix, and we still can't tell who this race is going to be because it's amongst 5 drivers, well, maybe 4, depending on how Nico's going to react to this one. But Kevin Van Dijk is still going to try and catch up to Diaz Korsman. They know they have got a new compact coming up to them pretty soon. And Boaty will get that move done when he can as well, because State Daisy has got to try and maximise his fuel throughout the end of the race. And now we head on to the DRS. Has Boaty got that move done yet? It doesn't look it so far, and State Daisy may just be holding up Boaty. He is close, but he's holding him up. I think that's the main issue between these two.
I don't think he's holding him up. I think he's just not letting him through. I think that's more the case. And but you can see that gap is constantly staying around 2 times. I think we should definitely go on board and stay on board with him because nothing's happening between Kevin and Tiaz at the moment. Here we go. So, I mean, the problem is with Boaty, he's using ERS for all of these little sections. He's not letting his ERS recover. So therefore, he can't get that extra boost off the corners on the important parts of the circuit. I mean, he might get it on the straight anyway because State Daisy didn't get the best run off of the final corner. But under normal circumstances, he should not be fighting for this. As he comes, so he has to send it under brakes. He has to send it on the brakes. Nice and confident move there. And he's got it. He's not got it done just yet, but I think he'll get it done on the approach to, yes, there we go, on the approach to turn 3 and 4. Stay Daisy should have probably backed out of that one because he has the worst tyres anyway. But now Boaty is in a position he needs to be in. If I was him, I'd save VRS and get up to the back of these two because then he'll have a good chance at fighting. I don't know how Tiaz and Kevin are going to react to a third driver being involved because as much as Boaty followed them at home in that first stint, he wasn't challenging them. So considering that we've not had that third wheel fighting for positions with them, I don't know how they're going to react to that.
No, we don't know either because Boaty is really onto the back now of Kevin Van Dijk. And when will that move get done? He's ever so close now. He's already in DRS range, which is a big plus for him now. And both the Red Bulls will be realising now that they're under immense pressure from the sister car of the RB. Let's see what Boaty can do though. We know he's a quick driver. He may be just quicker here at Bahrain than both of the Red Bulls because he's caught up so much, but it's also the tyres as well as we now head up to turn 14. A lot of penalties there. Dominic, there's 16 seconds there from him, so that's his race pretty much ruined. But Boaty has a bit of a lock-up and it goes over a curve, so that's actually slowed him up quite a bit. But he now comes onto the DRS. He will get closer, but yeah, it will not be enough to get past. It will allow him though to definitely get closer, but Kevin Van Dijk has still got DRS as well. Now, as they come into turn 1, it's going to get close between these two. Kevin Van Dijk's onto the back of T.S. Kaufman as well. So it's a three-way battle for the lead now, and we've only got 3 laps left to go on this Grand Prix. It's really getting close between these guys now, and it doesn't look like this lunge will be sending, and that's a fight back now with Michael and a 3 battle there actually. Michael down the inside there of Remus. Remus actually got done by Barney earlier. Barney's also in this fight, so Michael joining in, and that is Barney going for the inside line there and gets that move completed. Michael on the outside, no, Barney goes deep, and there we go. Michael starts ahead of those two, and I think he just locked up on that moment. That's not gone well for him, but let's keep an eye on the front 3 because they're the most important for this race. Boaty really trying to set to overtake Kevin Van Dijk and where he can, but with Kevin with the DRS Neto, it's not looking good for him.
I want to check how much DRS that Boaty has because I guarantee he's going to have way less. Obviously, he's managed to recover some of it. He's managed to recover some of it, to be fair to him, but he's using it in the places that Kevin isn't and still losing time. That's the issue that he's having right now. And he's now losing time. I think those mediums might have gone off compared to the hards. They aren't as good of a tyre. So he might also have that to contest with as well. But this is the problem. Kevin always has the more ERS going onto this main straight. So therefore Boaty is always fighting an uphill battle. He's always fighting an uphill battle. And for some reason he's pulling out of the slipstream. Even though I know he's not going to gain much from the slipstream, but he's going to put him back into that thing because if Kevin makes a mistake, he'll be right there. But instead he's trying to pull out of the slipstream because he's scared of getting anywhere near him. I don't know why.
This is Boaty's opportunity to win this race, really, and pulling out the slipstream is not the main thing you would expect. Now, he will try and get close. So he runs over the curb there as well over turn 4, so completely messes that one up as well. Something's going on with Boaty there because he's not where his pace used to be either. He's down in sector 1. I mean, Yoshi the tyres can't be gone completely, surely.
I mean, it's trying to look properly 8 leagues, no, it should be, and it might lose peak performance, but it shouldn't make mistakes like that. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's not even in good condition.
It's definitely interesting why that's not going well. Boaty is still dropping slightly. He's 0.6. It's stayed like that for a while now. 2 laps left to go of this Grand Prix, and it's getting tense from these two heads though. And really, Boaty is slacking off the pace a bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at the gap between Tiaz and Kevin because it was floating dangerously to that DRS, what's it called, that DRS point, and it isn't any more luckily for him. But it was right at 9/10 on the start of the previous straight, and that's what Boaty needs. Because I think if Boaty gets to second, he has a very high chance of getting first. But because of they're in this weird DRS frame where if you're in third you can't do anything, but if you're in second you can. He's in this weird position. He's not going to send that move. He's not that stupid. Meanwhile, Nico and State Daisy's fighting over 4th place. I think State Daisy's finally got above his fuel delta. He had to sacrifice quite a bit to do that, but I think Boaty might try and move on Kevin here. He's got an overspeed. He's got some time on him. He unfortunately didn't, but he was very close. And he's going to get the better exit out of the corner. He needs to try a hairpin move, I think, here. He needs to try what he did on, I believe it was State Daisy. Unfortunately, I don't think he's close enough.
I don't think he is, but Boati's really onto the back now. Tiaz Corbin's going to like this because he can run up ahead. But Kevin Van Dijk is going, hold on, where are you going?
He's over a second. He's over a second.
He is going for second as well because Boati's still really onto the back of him now. When will that move get done? DRS opportunity goes for him now. Kevin Van Dijk is missing out on the DRS as well. Looking for a move down the inside turn 11. No, not going to work well. But we now have got a couple of corners left to go in this Grand Prix. Tiaz Korsman so far is our so-called winner. But who will be... Oh, we don't. Sorry, no, we don't. We've got 2 laps left to go, sorry. 2 laps left to go in this Grand Prix. And it's still going to be interesting because Tiaz Corbin so far could be our winner as he's got a perfect gap, but Boati will have the DRS opportunity as he comes on to the back straight, the start finish straight now. The DRS, and there we go, slide there from Kevin Van Dijk, which is going to put him off there. And Boati goes for that move and doesn't even need DRS and gets past with ease. So he's going to try and go through. But Boati to second place, Kevin Van Dijk not having the race he wants, is he, Neto?
Definitely not. This is a big points loss for him. Let me just double check exactly how many points he's losing today at the moment. Right now, he is, let me just have a look. The points gap between them will be an extra 15 points he's going to lose. I mean, he tried to go up the inside there. That is 15 points. So the gap between him and Tiaz is going to be down to 10. We were talking about recovering from bad races. And I mean, this hasn't been a bad race from Kevin. He's been up there right there with Tiaz. But as the hards have worn, he's obviously worn his tyres more than Tiaz. Either that or Tiaz just had a bunch of pace in reserve until the end, and then he just decided to use it when he needed to. Because he's now 2.6 seconds clear at the front. That is a fantastically large margin.
It definitely is now because he's really far in front as well. Kevin Van Dijk is still not got anything left in the tank now, and Boati now slipped up ahead into second position. Tiaz Korsman is now coming up to turn 14 where he will be landing the last corner to win here in Bahrain. He qualified second actually, so a good qualifying position from him. He now rounds up and he's going to get that gap down to 10 points between those two, but Tiaz Korsman wins here in Bahrain. Boati P2 and Kevin Van Dijk P3 after missing out last lap. He goes on P4. St. Daisy gets past him. That's a penalty, isn't it?
Yes, penalty. I'd also like to point out I did do some slight maths there. I forgot the qualifying results. So it will actually, I think, be 11 points behind Tiaz.
Even that is not enough for these drivers as well. So Kevin Van Dijk has really just got to try and stay within the points as much as he can. But State Daisy into P4. Not a bad race from State Daisy at all, really. I'm sure he'll be pretty chuffed with that.
Yeah, the strategy definitely paid off for him. That undercut, I told you that he did a good job of that, and he did. G-Man said the last lap on the final lap. Toro takes 9th place. I think that's his title battle over, unfortunately. Sorry to all of our Polish fans or anyone who likes Toro. That wasn't a great result from him. Yeah, the rest of the field, it was good battling. Remus was definitely up there for driver performances. Boati definitely up there. I don't know what happened to Kevin in those last couple of laps. We'll have to ask him. He loses at 3 seconds in the space of basically a lap and a half. I don't know.
Tyres.
The last couple of drivers now come along the start finish straight, and the race is now over. But Tiaz Korsman, our winner out here in Bahrain, and what a drive he has had. Because he's really executed all of those DRS leapfrogging as well, worked well with him. But now as we go on to the final classification here of these drivers, and it already looks like that, obviously Tiaz Korsman is our race winner here, with Boati finishing in second, as the finishing order will release soon, hopefully when it loads. And don't go anywhere because we will have the podium, we'll have the interviews coming up. But as we now move on to the final, there we go. P3 goes to Kevin Van Dijk. 4th, State Daisy after an awesome race. 5th, Nikos on 6th. Barney 7th, Michael 8th, Remus 9th, Toro. Sally, his hopes in the championship are gone. Lucek P10. 11th goes to driver. 12th, Vastas. 13th, Werner. 14th, Lucas. 15th, Dominique. 16th, G-Man. 17th, the Murphy. 18th, Ghost Luca. 19th, BC. And 20th, the Monkey. But gents, who was your driver of the day? This is a new addition we've had actually, but who was your driver of the day?
Boati.
Definitely Boati. What performance he was there for his tyres. I'm surprised he did that well with his tyre. But yeah, did well.
for me, it's got to be State Daisy. I think that's a hell of a performance he had, even putting up with those other drivers as well. But we now move over to the interview, so don't go anywhere because we'll see you there in a minute. Well, a hell of a race we have just had, and we now move on to P3 from our race. Kevin Van Dijk. Kevin, that was a hell of a race, but the last couple of laps really, really didn't go as planned.
Yeah, I'm not happy. I dropped out of the DRS of Tias because I made a huge mistake in the first few turns. I had a little bit of a moment. I had a big wheel spin. And then it was impossible to defend against Botti because he had DRS and I didn't have DRS. And he was lagging like crazy, so I didn't want to risk any overtake on him again. And then, yeah, I mean, the beginning, it was okay. I think in the middle of the race, my pace was good. But then in the end, my pace dropped a lot because I was struggling with traction a lot. So yeah, I'm not happy.
I can't imagine. I mean, that's a tough one. But qualifying did go in your favour, though. You putting on pole position. I mean, we'll go from the highs from you. The qualifying was definitely in your favour today.
Quali was also not good because it was like 4 or 5 tenths of my PB, so I'm definitely not happy with quali. It wasn't. I'm just not happy today. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, at least you're still in the lead of the championship either way, so you just got to keep that up. Neto, any questions from you?
What was it? Was it? So you talked about the mistake. Were you on more tyre wear than you expected towards the end there? Was that potentially why you made that error?
Yeah, and also I think I boxed 1 lap earlier than Tias, so I mean
Yes.
it's not a lot, but it helps. But yeah, my tire wear, especially on the hards, I think it was worse than expected.
Okay, thank you.
Yoshi, any questions from you?
Nope.
Well done, Kevin. Probably not a weekend to forget because you still came out with some solid points as well. But we will go over to Boaty P2. Boaty, well done. That was a hell of a race. The main question I want to ask is, what was the weaving on the straights getting out the slipstream?
Which lap was it?
Oh, it was Nedo, we want to say mid-race, wasn't it?
There was quite a few times where you purposely didn't follow people's following people's slipstream.
Because my engine was overheating, and if it's overheating, it's not that fast. It's making it a bit slower. So if you go out of the slipstream or lift a bit, it maybe cools it down. So yeah, that was the reason I did it.
Okay.
I mean, both I have to say that your performance towards the end, I mean, it was definitely getting close between you and State Daisy, and then you got past, and then you kind of not slacked off, but the gap was dropping from you and Kevin, and then it came in your favour. I mean, what happened there?
Well, I had some leaks in Bahrain, so I knew the strategy and how the tire behaves, and I knew that the hard tire doesn't have much temperature, so it was really shown in the first lap because I almost fall out of the DRS of the 2 Red Bulls. But yeah, I obviously dropped money because Tias and Kevin and the others had fresher tires, but I knew what will happen after I pit. And my target was basically just get back to P3 and get a podium to get the P5, the top 5 in the championship.
Well done to you, Boaty. Nedo, any questions from you?
Are you annoyed at the fact that DRS exists? Because without that DRS train, there was a good chance that you were going to win pretty easily. But you struggled so hard to get by Kevin and couldn't get by Tiaz in the end.
Well, I knew that they fighting for a championship, so I didn't wanted to really fight with them. I just wanted to let them do their thing, and I was just basically wanted to get a podium. And yeah, we can't do anything about slipstreams being too bad or not even exist. And I didn't really wanted to go lower wings because tire wear was also a thing.
Okay, thank you.
Yoshi, any questions from you?
Not for me today, no.
Well, we've now moved on to our winner, but he's not only our winner, he's our constructors winner as well. Kevin Van Dijk, that will put a smile on your face as well from this round, I think. What you two, well done for your constructors. We'll go through each fourth from you guys, but Tiaz Korsman, what a win it was from you. That was pretty tense towards the end.
Yeah, I'm honestly really happy with how I played it. I was just saving, and my strategy was to just start pushing like crazy in the last 2 laps, and of course Kevin made the mistakes as well, like he mentioned, but I feel like I just had a big pace advantage over the rest at the end of the race because I just managed really well.
It definitely was a good strategy from you. I mean, let me know your thoughts. You were at stake last year and you won the constructors for that. Here you are in Red Bull and you've just won the constructors for this one as well. I mean, that is incredible. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think it's pretty nice. Me and Kevin form a good duo. Despite being title rivals. My English really needs some work, huh?
Well, Ned, any questions from you?
I don't believe so.
Yoshi?
Nope, can't think of any.
Kevin Van Dijk, let me know your thoughts on being the constructors champion. I mean, that must put a bit more of a smile to your week. Well, a bit more glee to your weekend.
I mean, for me, I knew that we were going to be champions from race 1 because we basically had no competition. I mean, I thought that Ruben and Toro would be a great team because they were a good team in the F1 24. But yeah, Ruben isn't racing anymore, so Toro is basically alone, and yeah, that makes it very easy for us to win the constructors. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That's something to smile about today.
Well, that's positive, and we still have yet to confirm our champion as well, and that will be announced in 3 rounds' time. We will see you next week in Abu Dhabi, which will be very good next Friday. I think it'll be 7 o'clock UK time. I think it is UK time. Yeah, it will be UK time. Whatever the time it is, and the other time zones. But until then, thank you all so much, and we will see you next week.